The burgers ain't burgering, the water ain't watering, and the panty stains are still there, Chad. What are you gonna do? Roll over and die, chat. Not you roll over and die. I'm talking about the name of the anime. Chat, I'm going to tell you about an anime that you're probably going to pass up, alright? For a few reasons. But I will tell you that it has nothing to do with isekai, because it's not an isekai, and there's no fan service. And I know you're wondering, like, hey, why would I pass this up if it's not an isekai and there's no fan service? Assuming that you're the type of person that hates fan service and hates isekais, because they're so played out. But the reason why you might pass this up, aside from the cover art, this is an 18+ anime. With that being said, the main character is actually a girl. And I've told you about this before, chat. I'm not a big fan where the main character is a girl. I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, I don't say I hate those types of animes. It's just, I'm not really too interested in those, right? But I gave this particular anime a try up to the point of episode 5. There's episode 6 that is out right now. But you know what? I think I might keep following along with this. It's good so far. Here we have the main character with a nice smile, you know, a bouquet of flowers and other assortments that I think goes on food like salad and whatnot, Brussels sprouts. But as we can see, he's happy. He's like, oh man, I got picked to be a part of the heroes. This is a beautiful day. And I just want to point out, who the heck is this? I don't recall ever seeing her throughout the series. But anyway, we get to see all the heroes she's supposedly supposed to be a part of. You know, you got your nun, you got green hair, you got your paladin. Yeah. I think Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate was a paladin. Yeah. You got this guy with his blue hair. You got the witch, right? Everybody loves the witch. Yeah, adorable. Doesn't speak much and all that fun stuff. But then you got your tank, right? Your knight in shining armor and all that fun stuff. Everybody loves the knight, right, chat? However, yeah, that doesn't look like a happy smile, chat. In fact, I don't see a smile there at all. What you have here is a hater, chat. Yes, we meet our first hater of the series. Our biggest hater, actually. I'm not talking about JoJo level of hater. I mean, I don't think anything could surpass JoJo, right? On the haterade scale. Maybe Kid Buu. Then again, he's not a hater. He's just a monster. He's a little monster. Anyway, or no, wait. Frieza. There it is. Ooh. I think Frieza's a close second to JoJo. Or JoJo's a way another level. Anyway, he hates the main character and says, hey, you're useless. You don't even know what ligma means. You keep asking us why, and you're just ruining the fun. Come on, guys, tell me what ligma means. Ugh. That's exactly what happened here, chat. She kept asking what ligma means, and it was funny for like a few minutes, but now it's just annoying. And now he's like, you know what, you got to leave the party. So he brands this girl, which is crazy, by the way. He brands this girl and sells her into slavery. He's like, this is the most usefulness you will ever give to us as a party. You may as well just, you know, get sold into slavery, right? Kind of messed up if you ask me, chat. Downright despicable. You know what? I'll say it. This guy, he's a great big jerk. Excuse my language, but hey, someone has to say it. He's a piece of trash, man. He's a hater. A lot of these animes, when they have like the bad guy, what ends up happening is that they overdo it to the point where they're comically bad. Like on a silliness level of 1 million. That, hey, you're a bad guy, but you're not a really good bad guy. You like, I don't know. It's hard to explain it. Chat, someone tell me what I'm trying to say. Reach into my brain and do the thing, whatever. So he brands this girl and sells her into slavery. You know, as you do with people you don't want to be around anymore. You know the thing, chat. You've been in fantasy days. Then we have the wannabe king of Ligma, who's like, hey, you're all garbage. You're terrible. You're worthless, really. But I'm gonna give you a chance. I'm gonna give you a chance to show that you're worth something by, releasing a bunch of zombies right into the cage, as you do with things you don't want anymore. You know, chat, keep up. All these slaves are just tired, thirsty, hungry, haven't bathed, haven't checked their social media page. All the importance, right? She's like, please, sir, I need to check my MySpace. And that's why you're going to die. Freaking MySpace? That's not a thing anymore. Like, what? Nani? But he's like, hey, I have a heart, right? Sure, I'm going to feed you to a bunch of, Ligma zombies, but I have a heart. If you can use this blade. You can use it to save yourself. Simple as that, chat. Simple as that. Just pick up the blade and use it. But I know a lot of you are hungry, starved, or even thirsty, you know? Not in a, hey man, I'm thirsty, like, you know, what rappers say to other people, like a slang, thirsty for, you know, some loving. You know what I mean, chat? Yeah, you way in the back, you get it. So he gets the sword, this guy right here. He's like, oh man, I gotta get my hands on that thing, then I can save myself. But he forgets to, you know, tell these objects that he's throwing away that, hey, it's a cursed weapon and your skin will fall off. And they literally just get turned to bones. I don't understand where the curse differentiates, that's a big word, from bone and flesh. That, hey, we'll burn away your flesh, your meat, and all the other, you know, gadgets and gizmos aplenty, but we're not dissolving your bones. No. I'm a maniac. I'm not a crazy person, whatever the heck that means. But then we have the main characters like, I will either die from getting eaten by zombies. Don't say eaten out, all right? This is a wholesome family Christian stream. We don't say stuff like that. I either die by getting eaten out by a bunch of Ligma zombies, or I get burned down to the bone by a sword. And if you've seen anime, which I'm assuming a bunch of you have, unless I'm speaking to that one individual who's like, I've never seen an anime in my life. Tell me, what happens? Oh, do they, does she talk herself out of the thing? I would call it like talk no jutsu, but that doesn't sound real. That's not real. Talk no jutsu. You know, me, never seen an anime before, talking my way out of things. Almost like it could be in a ninja show. I should really patent that. Oh, wow. Very creative, chat. Very creative. Anyway, as you've seen anime before, you already know what's going to happen, right? What? She grabs the sword, right? Yes, that's exactly what happens. She grabs the sword, chat. But what makes this so interesting is that she's very weak. The reason why he called her useless is because her stats are like 0. Her stats are 0, chat. What you supposed to do? I say she talk no jutsu. I only said that just to rhyme it, but you know, whatever. Let's just move on. We're moving on. Ah, yeah, the hater. Yeah, he's like, man, you're nothing. You're trash. Why are you even a part of the team? There's a reason why she was introduced to be a part of the team, but this, you know, guy with glasses, yeah, that'll show him. If you got glasses, chat, you're this guy. Anyway, there's a reason why she got introduced to the team, even though her stats were 0. But apparently this guy never caught on, and whoever figured it out didn't tell the party. They just do stupid stuff in anime. You know, if I was a part of the party, I was like, okay, there's clearly a reason you were here. Someone chose you. I'm not going to go against that because, you know, there's clearly a reason. But that's beside the point. They're just stupid, man. They just do stupid stuff. But even though she wasn't much of a fighter, she did cook a mean burger. It was mean. It bit you if you know, didn't eat fast enough. Anyway, she helped. Remember a while back, I don't know if you've seen any of my last videos, chat, about, you know, anime videos, but there's this trend where the main character isn't a fighter, but a very, very good support character. You know what I mean, chat? Hey, you need your socks washed? I got you. Need some toilet paper? I'm your man. Need me to chew your food for you? That's probably not me, but hey, if you're old, probably shouldn't be a part of the party. Anyway, you know what I mean, chat. All the, you know, the basic necessities the main character takes care of, right? I know some of you are probably going to watch this anime specifically because of this character, but she doesn't show up until like episode 5 or so. So keep that in mind. I know what kind of man or woman you are. I just can't prove it. Yeah. You see this character is like, man, she's amazing. Probably the best character in the world. Yep. And you're only saying that because you think Aqua from the Konosuba anime is the best character in the world. Totally not useless whatsoever. Bunch of weirdos, if you ask me. Anyway, still we have the hater here. It's like, man, you're useless. All you do is cook, clean, everything that we don't want to do, and you're good at it. Useless. Can't even use a sword. But, and as you can see, she was like reliving all that memory. Like, oh man, I ain't nothing. I'm terrible. I'm useless. I'm trash. I'm worse than trash. Don't even know what Ligma means. And she just can't stop asking, what is it? Please, someone tell me what Ligma means. Oh my goodness, I can just see it. In some reality, someone's screaming, what in the heck is a Ligma? And then you tell them like, hey, you might not know what Ligma means, but wait until you realize you don't know what 6-7 means either. That's when she started freaking out right there. They all do. All of her party members. Ah man, I hate this is probably like the worst. I hate seeing stuff like this. Why do people hold their head when they're panicking, chat? What does the head have to do with pain and like the fear? 'Cause I've seen like some people when they're like freaking out, they will hold the size of their head. I don't know what it is. If you're a chiropractor, tell me. I'm sure you know about this kind of stuff. So she eventually decides to do what you've already, figured out she was going to do, and that is to go for the sword. Not for me, chat. She's not reaching for me. She's reaching for the sword. Yeah, there it is. And reach for the sword. And as you might have already guessed, she unlocks the entire, ability of the sword. So here's the thing. The sword is cursed, but thanks to her ability, that being her abilities will reverse whatever boost she gets, right? Any stats boost she gets or stats effect she gets will be reversed. So that sword, something that is supposed to destroy the body, actually heals the body and also gives her a boost in stats because it gives you a negative boost in stats. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a debuff. Yeah. He's like, oh my goodness, she's starting to believe. She's starting to believe. Yeah, that's the believe face, chat. She's starting to believe. So she breaks out, she kills all the zombies and she breaks out and she uses the sword on the, I also want to point out first before we get to that part, she can put the sword away right into her hand, which, it's not it's not very important. However, I just realized that I do love that type of function in any kind of anime when the main character can just put away the master sword, right? I think most anime do that in the fantasy area, but you know what I mean, chat. Hand sword, right? You shake hands with somebody, make sure they don't got the, the mark, it'll stab you. But yeah, she uses the sword to, kill the, this guy. Yeah, what are you gonna do, chat? Yeah, he was just a hard-working guy just trying to put himself out there. Now he's dead. What are you gonna do, chat? So this is where we meet the side character, soft-spoken, doesn't think much for herself. Think of any anime, chat. You'll find a character like this. No emotion. Got a little bit of a Spock kind of feel to it. Spock from Star Wars? Yeah, Star Wars, chat. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm talking about Star Trek. So the main character says, hey, we're about to get out. I can, help you out of here. Now, the interesting thing with this is that with this particular anime, they go the you're my slave route kind of thing, because the girl was like, hey, I'm just supposed to be a slave, all right? I'm not here to I'm not a regular person. I'm just a slave. So she's like, well, you can be my slave, you can be mine, and we have all this emotion right here, right there. And I know some of you are looking at this little pinky finger like, oh, this is AI generated. Like that, I think you got AI derangement syndrome. Yeah, there it is. That's a thing. So they make it out, right, out of this dungeon, the Ligma dungeon. How many times can I say that in one video? Anyway, they make it out, and I find it weird because she has that mark on her face. You got some people will go out of their way to bully these slaves, bumping into them, all of that, yada yada, all that. Chat, I don't think even in real life people will go out of their way to bully some slaves. It's possible if they're like really drunk or being like belligerent, but they didn't even bump into nobody. They were just walking. And they said, hey, see that mark on that girl's face? Yeah, let's be mean to her. Like, why? We got nothing better to do. Now, if their reason for trying to, mess with her was purely because they wanted to figure out who her master is and say, hey, your slave bumped into my shoes, scuffed up my sweater, I need some money. Yeah, that would make sense, but that's not really explained. Maybe it's explained in the manga, right, chat? I can see that being a thing, but in the anime, it just seems like you got nothing else better to do. Chat, I can't recall ever seeing somebody in real life with a smile and angry eyes. What villain does that? A real life villain doesn't do this. A real life villain does it. I've never seen someone genuinely be a bad guy with a smile and a grin, angry eyes. I don't understand. But hey, that's just me, huh? That's just me, chat, I guess. So we get to see the main character realize like, oh my goodness, this sword deducts like a massive amount of points and stats from its wielder and burns them. But because of her power to reverse all that stuff, it turns out to be a great weapon for her, right? What we also get to see in this particular scene is that she isn't, even though her life kind of sucks, right? You know, now she got permanent marker on her face. It literally what that is. I thought that was like fire branding on it, but she didn't get a burn from it. She got more of like a very hot paint. I don't know. It's just very weird stuff. It's like some type of magic, I think. That doesn't go away. But we get to see that she's still a happy individual. She's like the opposite of this like little depressed girl right here. Yeah. Depresso. I call her Depresso. Yeah. One-eye Depresso. But she's good-spirited, it seems. And I actually like that in the main character. That's pretty awesome. No one wants to see the main character going around all depressed like Sword Hero, Shield Hero. That's that. He's a big grump. It's great for what it is, but he's the big grump, and I don't want to see big grump main character. I want to see more like Luffy, Goku, you know, the dude from Berserk. That Berserk guy did not have a good life. He's dare I say it, pretty bad, yeah. Anyway, we have Miss I Love the Smile and like, hey, things are looking up for me kind of thing. Very good contrast to Depresso over here. One-eye Depresso. Yeah. You know, I kind of also thought like, hey, if your cursed sword is being reversed, its stats are being reversed, and it can heal you from any damage, yada this, yada that, could you do that with her? It doesn't work that way, and nor did they try. She did not try this whatsoever. And I think I can respect this anime more that they didn't try to heal whatever she's got going. She's got AIDS or something, Chad. I don't know. She's AIDS in the face. Yeah. HIVs. You get it in the skin, right? Anyway, I like the dynamic. Depresso with happy-go-lucky. Yeah, great dynamic if you ask me. Now, the party that got rid of her, right, chat? They're like, man, everything kind of sucks now. The burgers ain't burgering, the water ain't watering, and the panty stains are still there, chat. What are you gonna do? Because they don't have that one party member to help them clean the stuff out of their stuff. Simple as that, chat. Everyone's all sad. Like, oh, man, why does she have to go? Yeah. And this guy is like, don't worry. We're better without her. But even he is like, oh, my gosh, why? Why is the food disgusting? Like, because none of you knew how to cook. Yeah. Thinking about memories. Like, oh, everything used to be so good. Eating cake with a fork, with a bonnet. What the heck is that? Anyway. I've never had cake with a strawberry on it. Is that really good? Hey, you tell me. But we get to see this guy just being like a crazy person. He's the king of Ligma, chat. Yeah. He says, finally, that girl is gone. And his reasoning for this, and I still don't completely understand why, his reasoning for wanting her gone wasn't even purely because her stats were 0. It's because he wanted to be close to her, and the other girl was kind of in the way. It's a crazy reason to why he hated her so much. It's because he loved her so much. Chat, I would understand if the main character was just toxic. You're like, look, I'm trying to get with this girl, but we got toxic ugly face over here just really ruining the vibe. Every step I take, she's right there being a blocker, right, chat? Maybe he wanted that cherry thing right here, this little strawberry thing. Maybe he wanted it, but we got main character over here just, butting in. But here we have crazy guy. He really loves her so much. Love is a powerful thing, chat, so be careful out there, man. But we have the city. I always love to see the shots of the city. Really nice, very beautiful. The main character and her new girl toy, or whatever you want to, slave. Yeah, let's just use slave. That's the best term. So clean, right? Go to the guild to make some money. Say, hey, I need a job. I need a mission, you know? And the guild lady is like, hey, we don't have any missions for you. You'd be better off just, spreading your legs. She literally said this. She said, hey, you're young, so just go to a brothel and just spread your legs. Chad, I honestly don't understand what this lady's reasoning is. I don't know what a brothel is. I don't know what spreading your legs have to do with anything. Like, now she meant like go create an OnlyFans. I understand that. I understand that. Now, if her reasoning for wanting to be, the smug bad lady, right? The bad guy, if her reasoning for wanting to be bad wasn't really because she was being bad, but like, hey, you don't got what it takes. I can just see it in your face. You don't got what it takes to try to fight any of these monsters. You will end up dead. You will be better just going to a brothel, right? Giving yourself away, being some arm candy. You know, you're still young, you look pretty, yada this, yada that. If she said this in a way that was like, look, I'm doing you a favor. Just make yourself pretty, you'll be good. Why you gotta put your life on the line to fight these monsters that will kill you if you're lucky, right? That would have made a way better character than whatever the heck this big boobed lady is talking about. Hey, it's just find yourself a man. It's too dangerous out there. I don't even see a sword on you. That would have made a way better character. Yeah, a way better mean character, right? Misguided, not just belligerently evil. And the guy's like, yeah, you tell her. Because a bunch of guys, chat, not even a bunch of hoodlums in real life would be doing this. Not anybody in the Yakuza, not anybody in the Mafia, not anybody in the cartel. None of them is just standing around grinning at the downfall of another person, right? If anything, they were like, we got business to take care of. Let's go grab them, stash them, sell them off. I'm not saying these groups of people do these things. I'm just saying this is like I said before, it's comically bad guys. These bad guys are just being bad for the sake of being bad, right? I've seen bad guys, chat, who do bad stuff, but they're not excited to do it. Sometimes they're like, look, I got a family to feed, you know, system doesn't work, so I have to do this. I'm not excited to do this, but hey, a job is a job, right? Those are better bad guys, realistic bad guys than like, yeah, I love being bad. Being bad is awesome. It's not. It was like chumps, right? But the main character is excited regardless. She manages to get her first job. I'm not going to tell you how she did it, like how she got her first job, but it's very dangerous, and she does end up getting a new cursed item. She got tricked into like taking a very difficult mission, and she gets a second cursed item. I haven't seen. She only got 2 cursed items so far throughout the 5 episodes I've seen. There is another one, chat, but I will say this is probably the only anime where I'm interested in seeing where the main character is going while also the character being a girl. There are other, oh wait, no, there was Shadow House. Never mind, I'm sorry. Shadow's House has the main character being a girl, and that was probably the best anime in my entire life. Go give it a try, but you should also give this one a try. It's bloody, chat. It's a bloody anime. It's gruesome. The next episode, you see her having to cut off her own arm. You'll figure out why. You see people get eaten. It's a good anime, chat. There's a lot of emotions though throughout some of the episodes. One of the episodes was like, you guys are staring into each other's eyes for too long. There's a lot of possible romance between her and the slave girl. Who knows? With that being said, chat, Roll Over and Die is an anime you should really give it a try. Really give it a try, because I think after this I might go watch episode 6. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.